Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing wonderfully out there. I've got my little grip on today because I've gone and hurt my hand. So, yes, I am Jamie. I'm just going to switch over my mouse and my keyboard because I totally forgot to do that. What? You have a wired keyboard, Jamie? Oh, of course I do. Let me do this. There we go. Now we're plugged in. Excellent. Just going to check that I've got my Wi-Fi. Excellent. That's all plugged in. Excellent. So who am I? I'm Keith Lee. I'm not Keith Lee. I'm not trying to even say that I am because he's an amazing person. That's a joke for folks. Who enjoy pro wrestling. Anyway, so I am Jamie. Quite literally that. I work as a software developer and a CTO over at a software company called RJJ Software. I'm a Keaton technologist and podcaster and stuff. I actually only work on 2 podcasts at the moment, which is the Modern.net Show, which is all about modern.net, as in .net that's modern. I want to try and say that a third way just by moving the words around again. Anyway, so this is like a podcast about modern.net stuff. We talk to all sorts of people about modern.net things. There's a new episode dropping in a few days as of me doing this recording on the 20th of March at 19:15 UK time. Anyway, so there's that. There is also Waffling Tailors, which is a show I do with my brother and multiple other guests. For instance, the most recent full-length episode we've put out is Resident Evil 2 Remake with Nomad, The Spirit is Strong but the Ammo is Scarce, all about the Resident Evil 2 Remake, and it was released like the day after the 5th anniversary of that. Can you believe it? For those who play video games, it's been 5 years since Resident Evil 2 Remake came out. Anyway, let's just get on with the show, shall we? So what am I working on? So I am working on a dotnet-podcast global tool. So what is that? I want to be able to go podcast, create, right? And just hit enter on that and have that create a project for my podcasts. Because what I want to be able to do is I want to say, hey, grab all of the MP3s or grab all of the WAV files or grab all of the audio media files in this folder and create a zip file for me. And zip them all up or whatever so I can send them over to the editing team. Because the editing team, they are great, and I want them to be able to get this information really quickly. Now, the reason I've come up with this idea is because I've realized that there's loads of toil involved with once I've actually recorded a podcast. Once I've finished recording a podcast with someone, there's usually 2 or 3 or sometimes 4 or 5 individual source audio tracks. And what I want to do is I want to be able to zip all those up just in an archive. It doesn't matter if it's compressed. It's not going to be compressed because it's already audio. You can't easily compress audio using standard compression techniques. I'm sure there's going to be someone jumping and screaming and saying, that's not how that works. But you know what? For the purposes of this conversation, that's how that works. So what I'm doing is I'm building up this app, and I've already got like a README with all sorts of stuff on there. I'm actually going to get my notes, right? Because I made some notes on some stuff that I want to do today. So we'll get those out and about, get those up and running, and any other series of words we want to use. By the way, we are listening to some amazing stuff just at the bottom of this screen down there, bottom center of the screen. It's all by Chill Hop, so if you've never heard of them, this is who they are. We're currently listening to the live broadcast of their stuff as they are broadcasting it now, which is from a wonderful selection of their releases. All of their releases, by the way, are available to stream and buy and all that kind of stuff. They're not supporting this. It's a group that I really enjoy listening to. Right, we're going to do this. So let's get rid of that for now. Right, so what we're doing is we're building this tool. Now, those of you who've been watching these streams, either live or in the catch-up, put it in the chat for me, folks, if you're hashtag live or hashtag, I want to know if you're team live or team on demand. So let me know. And what we'll do is we'll jump into the code in a second. So that's just an example. I'm going to get rid of that. By the way, Alt and Backspace on a Bash terminal is fantastic. It just deletes by word. But anyway, right, so we're looking at this app, and what we've got is we've got in Rider, I've gone ahead and set up a configuration so that when I run a debug version of this app, it targets .NET 6. I'll talk about that in a moment. And it runs the argument create -f Jamie project JSON. Now the reason it does that is because we've got this parser, which we're going to move soon, but we've got this parser, which, oh yes, we've got this custom parser. So hang on, let's go to the composition root. Right, here's the actual root of the app, right? So our program starts here, right? We set up some logging, and I have a fix for this. And then we do some logging in and run the app in a massive try catch with a generic exception. Now, I'm happy with the generic exception for now because I want to catch everything here. That's why that exception is there. And then we're going to log any errors. We're going to log close and flush, and then we're going to return -1 at the end of it. Now, the reason we're returning -1 is because currently this loop here, when we go and parse our arguments, we're returning whatever value comes from there. So if we get past the finally, we're in an error state. So we can return 1 quite happily there. We're doing some dependency injection because I like dependency injection. You don't have to do dependency injection in a console app, but I kind of like it. It makes me happy. So we'll do that. And then we've got this parser, which we come through and it says, hey, I'm going to parse some stuff. And then it goes ahead and runs this wonderful sort of map result function here that we're going to build up as we go along, which is based, and all of this is based on, if I go back to, no, I need to go back to Firefox, there we go. All of this is based on this wonderful library called command line, which is a POSIX style command line parser for .NET apps, which is brilliant. I really like it. So if you're thinking of building stuff with command line parsing of arguments in .NET, you should definitely check this out. It's hassle-free, constantly updated since 2005. Nice. Okay, so we'll minimize that. If I push that, does it minimize? No, it doesn't. Okay. Right, so it jumps into here, and what we do is we take the arguments, and if it can parse it into a create options, it then calls the create options handle create, so that it comes through here and it does all of this. We'll see this in a moment, but I'll need to fix the logging first. So before I can show you an example, we need to fix this. So first off, we need to go log.logger equals fantastic. That's fixed that, but it's broken other things. So all we need to do now is swap this to log.loginformation, log.loginformation, and log.logError. So what was happening before, if you've seen the previous runs of us going through this, when we got out of here and into either the custom parser or into our handlers, these logging statements weren't working. And the reason for that is, instead of saying, hey, log, the logger that you're going to use everywhere else, I want you to use this new configuration and do this, I was actually saying, using the log, create a temporary one and don't use it anywhere else. So we'll undo that. Fantastic. And we'll run this, and I'll let the console appear down here, and you'll see the logging steps as we go through. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a breakpoint on here, so it can actually run through the entire app, and we'll see what it does. Right, so we've got this breakpoint here. It's going to need to rebuild some stuff because I've changed program CS, so everything has to be rebuilt. You can see that it's going to run podcast create. I'm going to ignore that for now, come back here. .NET-podcast has started, starting up the collection, using args create, creating a file already exists, checking overwrite field is set to false, file not overridden, exiting. So I would say that that logging is working now, which is fantastic. I have a double space in here. There we go. Excellent. So let's commit that straight away. So fixed logger not logging correctly throughout app. I always like to there we go, throughout app. There we go. I always like to commit small and commit quickly. That way we get things sorted a Rooney, right? Fixed typo in logging statement. Fantastic. That is the first thing that I wanted to fix. I'll push those fixes up later. I also have full unit tests in this app, so I do, because I'm in Rider and I'm using the Visual Studio thing, I could do Control-U, Control-K, and it runs through all of the tests. Now it's running each of these in a separate .NET SDK. I wonder if there's a magnifier on here. Nope. Okay, fair enough. There isn't a magnifier, but hopefully you can see .NET 6, .NET 7, .NET 8. Now the reason for that, and the reason I said earlier on when I went to edit configuration and said it does it in .NET 6 but can go in 7 and 8, is because in the CS proj for the app and for the tests, I'm actually multi-targeting. Now if you all haven't seen this before, let's take a look at what this means. So I'm saying target frameworks plural 6, 7 and 8, right? What I could do is I could do this. I could do target framework 8, right? And that when I build and run, it will run using .NET 8's runtime. It will build with the .NET 8 SDK, and it will only ever run with .NET 8's runtime. We don't want that. I don't want that for this project. I don't want to have to force whoever's using this to use the very latest version of .NET. It's likely just going to be me, but I don't want to have to force people to have to use the latest of .NET. So that's why I'm multi-targeting. And if we go over to unit test coverage, we can see it's only picking up the stuff in source. I'll show you how I did that in a moment. And it's showing you that it's running the tests in 6, 7, and 8. And in all three, we're getting roughly 39% code coverage, which is pretty dang cool, considering we haven't really done a great deal. Now, so there's two things I want to show you about the test project. First is that we're doing this multi-targeting thing. So it's with the tests, we're targeting 6, 7, and 8. And the reason for that is that there may be something that I do that isn't that fails in 6, but not in 7 and 8. And I want to know that. So there's that. There's also this, which is wonderful, which we got from Corey's blog, which I linked to in the previous video. So if you want to go and find out about that, go watch the previous video. And this is an assembly attribute that says, in this assembly, in the .NET Podcast tests assembly, I want you to just basically include the exclude from code coverage attribute everywhere. And what that does is that excludes all of the code in the tests. If I don't do that, and I run the tests, what actually happens is it needs to rebuild because I've changed the CS proj. It'll still run the 2 tests I have for each framework, but what will actually happen is we have tests with 100% test coverage, which is mostly pointless. So throw this in here. Hopefully some later version of .NET will allow us to, we'll be able to do some fuzzing there, but it doesn't matter if it doesn't. It's not the end of the world. So we'll drag that back over there. That's cool. We're back down to 39% code coverage. I like it. It's good. Right. So we've done one thing. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to break a whole bunch of stuff all at once. Right? Because I actually want this. Where are we? I want this to return a task, because we're going to eventually do stuff where we're touching the file system. And I don't want the thread that this is sitting in to just sit and wait whilst it's doing file system stuff. It may also eventually talk to the web as well. So what we want to do is, is we want to actually force all of this to return a task. So we're going to actually go public static async, async task. And then it's going to complain. It's complaining here that we're not doing await operations, which means that even though this is an async task, it will always run on that same thread. So what we're going to do is we're going to go await here, and then it's going to say, hey, that's not awaitable. But let's not worry about that. Let's just close this. We no longer have to return a task, which is brilliant. We'll work our way up and fix things as we go. So I want this parser.parse to return a task. So instead of returning an int, I want it to return a task. So we'll say return a task. Brilliant, that's fine. Now our custom parser is broken. So we'll go, now, okay. So quick tip here, I did Control F12 on that because I'm calling the awaitable version, I'm calling it on the interface. There is now nothing that implements that interface, so I need to find the thing that implements this interface here, and we'll see that this is complaining because it's not async. This is async. Whoops, async task. So we'll return a task. Now, okay, fair enough, that's fine. So when we do this, this is going to be upset. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go await here. And I'm going to go task, task.run. Whoa, no, with a full stop, not with a comma. There we go, .run, open. And we're going to say discard goes to there. We're going to put another bracket on there to make all our brackets light up. Now we're no longer, we need to await here. Excellent. So that's returning a task, so we no longer need to await that. This is going to be complaining because this isn't returning an awaitable task. So we go task, fantastic, go to the error handler, and this is going to be async task. Now the problem is we're not actually doing anything with the file system, so maybe this one doesn't need to be awaitable. I'll leave it for now, we'll come back to it later. Task.run. Okay, right, we won't do a discard then. We'll do it like that. It's a little bit happier. Now, handle create needs to be an async task. No, it needs to, yeah, that's right. Async. No, without async, just task, because we're not telling it whether it's async awaitable there. Now, this one is going to be the problem. So we're going to say async task. What this is doing is this is saying set this up with a task that we can return. That's fine. We're just going to return there. So we should be able to just do return. Excellent. Now this one is going to be the one that causes us the problems. Content string file write all text. Async. Await. Fantastic. So now this is all lined up. Everything from custom parser down should now be awaitable. Do I need to await that? That's the problem. Await expression can only be used with marked with an async. Okay, so let's put await here. There is a way to do this, folks, and I can't remember what it was. Do I need to do await here? No. Alright, so is there a map result async? No, there isn't. Oh, I feel like I broke it here. Let's get rid of that. Doesn't matter, we'll figure this out. This is what this is for, right? So this is saying, hey, return type is void, that's fine, so we just get rid of the return. There, we're happy here. We just need to fix that middle bit. So, okay, so we've got an async, parse arguments. Is there a parse arguments async? There isn't, there's just parse arguments of type. Is there a map result? Nope, okay. So how do I need to do this? Nope. Maybe I need to do async here. And then await here. I'm likely doing this horribly wrong. Let's just get rid of all of this nonsense. Now then. Okay. So why don't we go ahead and look it up, because I can't remember how to do this. So if we do command line parser, command line async. I'm just going to move this ever so slightly. Okay, so this person is saying, hey, I've got a async awaitable task. I've got some stuff I want to do. When using map result async, it doesn't work apparently. Return await map result. I can't seem to scroll this across. Okay, so grab those things. Async. Main problem is the errors does not. Okay, so let's have a look. Found a fix. So parser result, parse arguments, blah blah blah. Await map result. Continue with debugger is attached. Oh gosh, we don't want any of that. Await parser result dot map result. So let's try that. Hey, we fixed it. Nice. Okay, so now this is all async all the way down. So I'll just run you through that so that you can see what this is doing. So we're now an async task of main. Maybe we want to put that as an int. Perhaps I'll fix that in a moment. So what is? Oh yeah, this is class program is never instantiated. It doesn't need to be. Silly rider. Anyway, we'll also change that in a moment as well. Right. So what we've got is we've got this async task main, which means it's awaitable. We've got await parser.parse. We jump into that, which is an async task. We're calling await on this. We're wrapping the handle errors in a task because this isn't asyncable, but this one is. So we'll go into here and we'll say, hey, this is an async task. We've got some stuff we're going to do that's not a task at all. We just allow it to return not whatever. We're then going to log some stuff, create a new project, whatever, serialize some stuff, and then await whilst we write it to disk, and then drop out. So if I run this, I wonder what will happen. I think all the tests are going to break. Yeah, there we go. All the tests are now broken, so I can't commit anything yet. So I know exactly what's broken here. This response is now a task, not an int. So first thing we need to do is we need to make this an async task. To be like, hey, you're not awaiting anything. Oh, I am now. Await that. Except that this no longer has a return type, so we can't really assert anything. And then the same thing here, async task. We're going to await that. The return type is void. Get rid of this, get rid of that, rerun the tests. All I'm doing is fixing the tests. And our tests pass. We are still 39%. Oh, we're 38% now. Huh, I wonder if I've gone ahead and added some extra lines of code. Oh well, doesn't matter. That's not a problem. Right, let's do async all the things. Amazing. Right. So that's the big one that I wanted to do, and I've done it already. Okay, so next thing we're going to look at is guard clauses. Now, you'll have noticed when we got to the custom parser, this is complaining here that, oh, that's a covariant, that's fine. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do .toList. Nope. Do you know what? It's fine. What do you suspect? Change parameter args to object question mark? But no, it needs to be a string array. What does... Well, because it wants a object array args, but it works. Oh well, fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add some guard clauses in here. We'll fix that in a moment, because that's only a suggestion. So firstly, because this answer got us partway towards the solution, and it's been 0 voted, which is terrible. Firstly, Leonardo van der Vertening, I guess that's your name. Thank you very much for helping us figure that out. I think it's always really important to actually be really explicit about thanking people. So Leonardo van der Vertening, I'm guessing that's how we pronounce it. I apologize because I've probably mispronounced it. Thank you for your help with this. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to keep that open for now, just for my own records. Okay, so we're going to oh, that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about guard clauses. So a guard clause, I'll pull up there we go. So a guard clause is essentially, well, this is the super simple version of it. Are you checking if something is null, or checking if something is not a specific type, or not a specific value, or must be within a specific range? Then you're if that happens, you're then going to just drop out, right? And you can see here there's loads of different reasons as to why, lots of different things you could do in maths, all sorts of stuff. But what we're going to do is we're going to use, look at that, it's already there. We're actually going to use Ardalis's guard clauses. So if you don't know Ardalis, aka Steve Smith, I've just clicked the same thing twice. Steve Smith is a really, really nice guy. You should definitely reach out to him and give him a follow on X and stuff like that. He does a whole bunch of stuff for the community. Really nice guy, and has actually been on, I wonder if it'll let me do it, he's actually been on the podcast twice. Steve Smith. So it's only showing up the first time, but there you go. So one of the 2 episodes that he was on is Steve Smith with API endpoints, and we talked about Reaper and this pattern that he's come up with for web APIs and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. But what we're actually going to do is we're going to use his library called guard clauses. We're going to keep this open. Super simple. It is quite literally guard.against null and then the type. Simple. Super duper simple. It makes it way easy for us to actually do stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. I'm going to what I need to do is I really need to move my face out of the way. Manage NuGet packages. There we go. So we're going to go RDLS guard clauses. That's what we want. We don't want smart enums. We could do this in .NET 7, .NET Standard 2, and .NET Standard 2.1. Is there a version that supports .NET 6? .NET 6. We may have to go with the super old version. Let's see what happens. We might not be able to use it. Oh, we can use it. Amazing. Okay, so super simple. What we do is we say guard dot against dot null and then args. Ta-da! Now there is absolutely now no way we can pass that in as null now, and the way that we test that is I would go over here and I would just pass in null. Now what's this? It's saying that we can't convert null literal to non-reference type. That's fine. I'm only doing this to show you what will happen. So if we were able to pass in null, it's not possible with this app the way that it's written to pass in null. But let's just pass in null so we know what happens. So we've got args, which is the value of null. You see, Rider is already guessing what's going to happen, which is wonderful. We step into that. Rider's going to do some decompilation. If input is null, and we don't have a message, then we're just going to throw that with the argument's name. Fantastic. We should have ended up here, but I wasn't really paying attention. Fantastic. I'm going to do it again. Leave this as null. We should end up here. Something went wrong. It might just be the word args. Let's find out. The exception. Cool. All right. F10 on that. We've written that out to the log. Fantastic. Log, close and flush. So let's go ahead. See, we've already got all of this. Let's go ahead and look at the log for today. So if you'll remember, if you've been watching us before, we've been creating logs for each day. So it is the 20th. So let's have a look at today's log. Get rid of that. Look at this. Something went wrong. Here's the full exception stack trace. We probably don't want to put the full exception into the log. We probably want to put something in there, but this will do for now. How do I exit of the document? Doesn't matter. Cool. So that's pretty cool, right? We're going to switch this back to args. Cool. Nice. So then we're guarding against that being null. I'm not sure what to do about this actually thing, but there you go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into here and I'm going to do guard.against.null opt. Cool. I'm going to go back here and put that. Get rid of this. Cool. Project. We're also going to do some stuff here. That's not a problem. We're actually going to wrap all of this. So the handle create, I don't want handle create to actually do the actual writing to disk. I want something else to do it. So I've got something in the back of my head for how we're going to do that. Let's just collapse that. I want to make sure that we've still got the dependency on our Dallas here. Packages. Oh, look at that. Genius. Okay, cool. So we got that. We've only got the one parser at the minute. That's totally fine. Rerun the test. We're going to now be covering slightly less fewer lines of code with our tests, and the reason for that is because we've just added some lines of code. So let's have a look. Oh, we're back up to 39. Fantastic. We're on 64 for our handlers. The error handler. Right, I'm not sure how we're going to be able to test that one, but that's totally fine. Where are we throwing the argument exception? We are throwing that over here, right? Yeah, if we can't find the parser, right. I'm not going to do this bit yet, but we are going to do this. Right, so we did this temporarily, so we wanted to get the namespace, right? But actually what we can do, type of program dot namespace. So what this is going to do is it's going to go out to the class, then go out to the namespace and grab the namespace. So if I run this again, just let it run and do its thing, let it run till it finishes. It's going to build, it's going to do some stuff, and then it's going to exit. I'm going to go back to our logs. We should still have a .NET Podcast 2024 log. Yeah, look at that, 1943. Excellent. Okay. So let's take a look at what we've changed. Right, program.cs. I'm going to do that line only, and we're going to say, oh, actually, in order to do that, we can now get rid of this because app name is no longer being used, right? Oh, app name is being used. Okay, so app name needs to be that. Oh, because it's const. Nope. What doesn't it like now? Yeah, that's fine. You can do app name read only, that's fine. You want to do it as an underscore, that's fine. What's wrong with this? How could that be null? What could be possible null reference? Suppress that null. There's no way that can be null. What's this? Oh, it's non-static. Public static read-only string app name, and then it's like, hey, I don't want you to be that, I want you to be that. Fantastic. What's happening here? That needs to be app name. Fabulous. Close and flush. Is there an async? There is. Await that. Fantastic. Even better. Right, so program.cs. We're not going to do the whole thing. I just want to see the one change, so we'll go like this. And we'll do this. Just those two. Okay. Fixed our suboptimal app name variable. Commit. Fantastic. So then the rest of this we're doing awaits. Don't need to do anything here. Fix that one in a minute. We've got guard clauses there. Brilliant. Custom parser guard clause there. Brilliant. And guard clauses there. Added guard clauses. Commit. And then this program.cs, what did we do? We made that. Okay. Close and flush operation is now now calls async close and flush. Nice. Awaitable async close and flush. Let's push those up there. Yep, push those changes. So I personally don't mind making big pushes. I just like to do small commits, if that makes sense. Small commits are easier to rewind, easier to unpick, in my opinion. Everybody's opinion is different, but those are my opinions. Right, we could do some global stuff. Let's scratch there. We could do some globals, some global usings and stuff. Close those. Right. Actually, what I want to do is I want to create a builder. So what I want to do is I want to, instead of doing var project equals new project and pass some stuff in, I want a builder. So we'll go builders, new class program, no project, builder, public static. I got a feeling that's automatically added. It hasn't. Good. So okay, so we're going to use the builder pattern. So what we're going to do is going to use a public static project builder. Public static, yeah. Okay, so and the way this works is we're going to have a number of methods that we can call. We can say project builder dot with name dot with files. And pass in a list, and then like dot build, and that will return us a project to work with. So we're going to go private project, and it's complaining because it doesn't know where project is, and now it does. Cool. And it's complaining because that's now null. That's fine. Equals new project. It's no good. Why doesn't it like it? Because it's non-static. Private static project equals new project. Excellent. Then we're going to say public. We're going to say project with name string target name. I'm going to return that internal project. But before we do that, we're going to say project name equals, no, not new, try again, target name. Cool. Public static. Okay, so we should be able to, in here, go var new project equals project builder dot with name opt dot file name. Build doesn't exist yet, but we'll make that happen. Public static project build, and it just returns project. Right, that needs to be an extension method then. This project. Seems a bit weird, but there you go. And then that way we've got a project that we can do. We don't have to use new, we can just use that. Cool, so now we've got a project builder. We then want to essentially have this coming from somewhere, so maybe a JSON serializer options builder. Maybe we don't want a builder for that. We want that somewhere. Maybe a helper. Yeah, that should be what it is. Helpers. This could be a static because it's a helper class. And we're going to go public static JSON serialization options default. And it's going to be like, hey, I don't know where that exists, but now I know where it exists. We're going to do that, and we're going to do return equals that. Return that, go. New serializer options. What doesn't it like about that? Fine, we'll do it without the arrow function. Return, what didn't it like about it? There we go, and then can I just go like this to expression body? Oh, I could just do new. Okay, fair enough. That's fine. So what we'll do, JSON options, get rid of all of that, don't even need it. We can go that dot default. Amazing, look at that. Now we've got the file contents. And what we're doing is we're just stripping out, we're removing the responsibilities from this class for things that it shouldn't be responsible for. That's a really bad way of saying it. What I'm saying is, what I want to do is take the responsibilities from this class out of here that shouldn't be in here. This class shouldn't be involved with deciding what the JSON serialization options should be. It should just know that there are default ones and that it can go there. Those are the default ones we want. So it also shouldn't be bothering with serializing. So we could probably do this as a JSON serializer helper. Public static class JSON serializer helpers. So the reason that I'm happy creating a bunch of static classes is that this app is going to run once very quickly, then stop straight away. So we're going to go public static string. We're going to do serialize t. I don't need to do t. I can just do that, and then we can do return, and we do object. Hi there, what is wrong with this? Take this, put it here. Cool. Turn that into an expression body. Fair enough. So then I should be able to take that whole content out. Serializing project to string, don't need that. We probably do want the logger in there, so that's fine. We can just go splat like that. No. Serialize JSON serializer helpers dot serialize, and then we pass in whatever contents was coming from, which was project. Cool. So we probably want in here okay, let's not make these static. Let's extract an interface from here. So we've got a refactor, extract an interface, all of the public things into its own file, go. No, don't add it. Cool, go back to here and add the singleton of type that goes to JSON. Just do that, doesn't matter, that's fine. Get rid of those. And it's like, I don't know where that exists. Guess what? Now you know where it exists. So the reason we've done that is so that then in here we can inject it in. Private read-only JSON serializer helpers. JSON serializer helpers. Fantastic. Initialize that. Put this on its own little line. And then instead of doing that, do that. Then I can test it. But also because I'm injecting it, it makes it super easier. But it also means that we can go private, read-only, logger of type JSON serializer helpers, logger, initialize from the constructor, swap this back to a statement body, and then do logger.log information. Right, so what are we going to do? What does it look like about that first? User type keyword? Yeah, that's what I wanted. Cool. Serialize, where are we? Didn't we have serializing? So we probably want the name of the thing we're going to serialize as well. String name of thing. That will do. Take those things here, jump into there. Fix that, splat that there. This is now happy. Name of thing, so serializing name of name of type, yeah, name of, so we'll call it name of type, name of type. To string, there we go. That means I can get rid of this thing here. Cool. Okay, and then we're going to do, go back here, serializing that, so we're going to go contents equals this, because we want to be able to log it, and then return contents. So what will happen is we'll eventually get to a point where we can optimize these logging statements out, but that will do for now. So we're going to move that to its own file. We're not going to add it to source control. That's fine. Cool. The builder we'll fix that in a moment. So now we've got the serializer. We don't need those contents. Project builder, and then we can actually go. Yeah, that will do, because we've moved those rights. Wait, I moved something that I didn't actually. I moved one of the logs, didn't I? Serializing project serialized. No, I didn't. Excellent. Okay, so that then makes this way easier. It's a little bit more testable. Fantastic. We're going to do the serialization options helper. Create that as a non-static. We're going to go private read-only logger of type JSON blah 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 logger. We're going to pass it in from the constructor, swap this back around to a statement body, logger.log information, generating default set of type name of JSON serializer options. Cool. I'm likely logging way too much, but I'd rather log too much and for it to be way too verbose than not log enough. So, generated. Let's do this as contents, options. That's right, options. Cool. Then we're going to return options. Excuse me. I'm going to say refactor and extract an interface in in its own file. All the public things go. I'm going to cancel out of that. So then we need to inject one of these. Add those in. Cool. Alright, so we're doing that. Nice. Rerun the tests. Every time I make a change, I want to rerun the tests. Oh, everything's broken. Okay. That's fine. Oh, yes. Right, okay, so what we need here is this needs to go private. Read-only. JSON serialization logging helpers. Serialize option helpers. Do that. There we go. Cool. Rerun that. Oh gosh. Here we go. So now we just need to fix these tests. So to fix the tests, we're going to go private read only JSON serializer helpers mocked serializer equals. We want to substitute, and it's going to complain about that. So we then change this to that. Get rid of one of those. Cool. Mocked serializer. I know it should be with a Z, but that's fine. Which way around does it want them? It wants the serializer helpers. Serializer helpers. Nice, nice, nice. It wants the same thing. Brilliant. Run that. Are we happy? And do we know it? Oh, look at that. In the words of Michael from The Good Place, ow, baby. Oh my goodness. Right, close all of these. Right, the panhandler. Oh, we can get rid of that. I'm happy with these. We're injecting things. And cool. We've injected the things that we want to inject. Nice. We're adding those. We're going to wrap this in like a extension method in a moment. That's cool. And then we've created some files and some stuff and some stuff and some files. Okay. All of those and all of those except for this one. Added, created JSON serializer and options and serializer options builder helpers and injected them in. Bloop. And then the project builder created a basic project builder class. Now if I go back to our tests, we're now way under 38, we're down to 32. So I want to do some tests for some stuff. I've already done the development, so let's add the tests. So we're doing development driven testing, which is not great, but there you go. Oh, .NET 6 has 0%. I've seen this happen sometimes with ReSharper. It doesn't update that one, so we'll do that. Well, so I've closed the test thing and I've redone it to see whether we get a value here. We're not getting a value there. Interesting. I wonder why. We'll fix that later. Right. Convert to global using. This is a neat little thing. We'll do that later. We can, I know, right, we can do that later. What we want to do is we want to do some testing for stuff. So, firstly, we want to create a directory handlers. Drag and drop. Yes. So that's our test for our handlers. We've got a project builder. Yeah, we'll write a test for the project builder. Super simple. Builders. Whoops. Cool. This is where we find out this shouldn't be static. It should be a non-static thing, I think. Let's go here. So we're saying project builder with name build. I don't think we need the build, because we're just saying with name. So why don't we go back here and get rid of the build? All we're saying is create it with this name, right? But then it's going to need to be an extension method. How does it work at the moment if it's not an extension method? Oh well, we'll figure that out later. Right, okay, so we want a fact. Not a face, a fact. Public void test. I always just call it test while I figure out what the test is going to do. So we're going to do a range. Ah, yes, this is where we need the project builder to be non-static. There we go. And then we're going to go new project builder dot with name. That will do. So we're going to go var builder equals new project builder. Excellent. And this is going to be a theory. We're going to go string name inline data my awesome name some other awesome name. But I wonder if I can do, I don't think I could do this because it needs to be, so it needs to be system.go.new. Yep, I can't do it because it needs to be what's the word I'm looking for? It needs to be a const. Act builder dot with name var response. Is that? And this is arrange act assert assert dot not null response. Oh yeah. Oh my, response. Wow, that took me ages. Assert dot not empty response dot project name and then assert equal should be name and then response dot project name. Okay, and then if I do that, that's going to run that test twice per framework. So there's another 8 tests. Don't know why it's saying 4. It should be, yeah, another 6 tests. Amazing. So if we go project builder, fully covered in tests, and then we're going to actually go like this. This is where it's going to break. Create the CTOR and then go project equals new project. Run it again. This is going to say, why don't you convert it to an initializer? You want to make it read only. Fantastic. Do some more tests. Okay. What I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to go Tools and I'm going to create a GUID like this. Copy that. Inline data in. So for those of you who haven't seen this kind of thing before, this is a type of XUnit test that allows you to pass in to run the test n number of times, where n is the number of input data. So I'm going to run this test 3 times. It's actually going to run 9 times, but we'll ignore that for now. It's going to run 3 times. One where the name is set to my awesome name, one where the name is set to some other awesome name, and one where the name is set to this GUID. So if we run that again, you can see it here. 3, 3, and 3. So you can see it ran 9 tests because it's running them across all the different SDK variants, which is great. This needs to be set to tests.handlers. Rerun those just so we get those down there. Project builders, nice. Okay. And then we're going to go public project. Actually, let's do test-driven development. We'll do a proper red-green refactor. Right. So this needs to be called project builder test returns at sets project name when valid name is supplied. So that implies that if we pass something in that's not valid, so if we go if string dot is null or white space target name, then we want to throw a new application exception. We'll do this. Name of target name cannot be null or empty. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Even better. Doing a single line. Do 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 do. Get rid of that nonsense. Rerun the test. That line's not going to light up, but we'll make it line up in a minute. Light up in a minute. Oh, it did light up. It shouldn't have done, but that's fine. Right. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this, change this to null. It's not going to like that, I don't think. Empty string and then some spaces. So we're going to do raise exception. Application exception. Exception when invalid name is supplied. So we're going to go name. We're not going to do null. So what we're going to do is we're going to do record exception. Do the thing. What's happening here? What's the problem? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Thank you. Assert not null exception. Assert type is type application exception. Exception and assert contains. Message is going to take cannot be. What did I set it to? Null or empty. So if I run that, oh, we've immediately failed. It's not. Oh no. Yeah. Wait. What? That. Okay. Show me that. Debug that unit test. Okay. Jump into here. Put a breakpoint there. F5 that stuff for me. Target name is empty. We're guarding against null or empty. Oh, maybe there's a null or white space. Null or white space. There we go. That'll do it. So we'll rerun this test. That's probably why it didn't work. Which one are we doing? We're doing that one. F10. What? Guard against null or white space. I've passed in white space as the input. What? Talk me through this. Right, I need to be talked through this. Show me the process. Right. If input equals string.empty, that's not going to work because string.empty is an empty string. Okay, fair enough. Return. Going to. I don't think that's right. Guard against null. Yep. Actually, I don't think this is white. Null. Wait, how did we get to null or empty? We need to be null or white space. Isn't it? Null or white space. Let's rebuild just in case something's been left over. So build, clean. Rebuild that stuff for me. Null or white space. Yeah, that's better. Go to that one. This is very strange, everyone. Very strange indeed. So much so it makes it look like I got a fish hook stuck in my eyebrow. Guard against is string or null or white space. Right, now we're actually throwing the exception. Are we? Okay, it's not that type of exception, it's now an argument exception, is it? Alright. So what does this raise? It raises an... Right, so it's either an argument null or an argument exception. Right. That's fine. Let's just do exception. Okay. Right, so this one's going to be difficult to do. Nope, that's not it either. Ah. Do you know what? Doesn't matter about the type, I just need to know that it's throwing the exception. So that's fine. That's fine. Cool. So run the tests. We're all good. Yeah. Okay, project builder. Amazing. Right. Now the project builder is going to take a logger. Private read-only file logger project builder logger. Initialize from the constructor. Get rid of that. And then we're going to go target name, nice. Whoops. That's all we need to do there. Now this is going to complain because we haven't got a logger, but that's fine. We're going to go private I logger of, yep, okay. Project builder mocked logger equals substitute for I logger of project builder. Cool. And then we just pass in the mocked logger. Amazing. We want a new one for each time. What's wrong with this? Make it read only. Fantastic. Rerun it. Now this is going to fail because it hasn't got a logger there. But it should be passing one in. Ah, yes. Okay, so in order to do that, we then need to then create this as an interface. Extract interface. All the public things is on file. Dang it, I should have said it's on file. Nope. Project builder, cool. And then we're going to take in a private read-only project builder. There we go. Then the create handler tests is to private read-only I project builder mocked project builder equals substitute dot for the I project. Okay, and then are we happy now? We are. Excellent. We just need to add this in here. We need to add a singleton project builder to project builder. Nope. Excellent. Oh, okay. I'm going to have slightly fewer lines of code still. Code coverage. Nope. Unit test coverage. Oh, what's that one? I mean, there's nothing to show. Okay. We'll ignore that one for now. We're slowly building it back up. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, so project builder tests, helpers. Have we written any helper tests? We can test that. So we're going to just do tests today. Helpers. So So we're going to create a project called JSON serializer helpers tests. I don't like the pluralization of that, but it will do. Need a capital F on that. Attribute public void test. Okay, so we're going to go arrange. What do we need? We need one of these. That's what we're testing, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Bar helper equals need one of those, and it's like, oh, I don't know where that is. Well, guess what? Now you do. Private read only I logger for one of those. Locked logger equals substitute dot for one of those. No, it's one of those I want to substitute it for. And pass in the mock. That's crazy. Mocked logger and the set of helpers. Okay. Yeah. Helpers mocked serializer helper equals substitute dot for JSON blah 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 mocked helper. That's not what it wants. Mocked option helpers. Cool, so we've got that helper, and then we're going to go act. So what are we doing? We need to create an object. Okay, so we need to say var. We'll do a project for now. Proj. New project. I don't know why we said Steve, but we did. Excellent. So then we're going to say helper.serialize proj with the options. Right. That makes sense. Name of project. Response equals that. Arrange. No, assert. Right. Const string project name equals GUID system.GUID. Why don't I have system.GUID? Eh? It is. It's system.GUID. Why doesn't the system.GUID exist? Do you know what? Yeah. Just do var for now. New GUID.toString. There we go. Because it was trying to help. Const string. We make it a const. Oh, we can't make it a const. Of course. Project name. And then contains project name. I'm not sure that's going to work, but we'll give it a shot. Great stuff. What in the heck was that? There we go. Returns string for valid object. Cool. That tells me that I need to do a guard clause here. So we'll do raises exception when object is null. Use a discard, so we don't. Oh, we can't use a discard. Cool. Response is a nullable exception. Assert is type argument exception response. Assert contains. I'm going to do that response.message. Don't know what that should be. Run that first. No matter about that. Oh, it's failed already. That's an argument. That makes sense. Null exception. Run it again. Sorry about this, folks. I'm not as chatty today. You're just watching me slinging code. So let's have a look. Cool. I'm also going to put the breakpoint here and debug this test so I can figure out what the response message is. I think it should contain the word project. Okay, response. Yeah, parameter project. So contain name of project. Cool. Rerun that. Get rid of that breakpoint. Now we're up to 46% and it's showing .NET again. Fantastic. Alright, cool. Let's start checking some things in. It's always good to do a check-in every now and again. Create handler, project builder. That one. Okay. That one. Okay. Created. Interface for project builder. Added tests for this on serializer, helper, and project builder. All of those. Commit that. Now, what I want is add a solution folder. Docs, add an existing item, readme, right, okay, add an existing, add, oh, I can't add it out there, that's a bit naff. Well, this is going to suck. I'm going to have to add it into here and then drag it back out. Okay, add it there. Add links. Except we'll drag it. Can I not drag it back out? Alright, fair enough. Cool. And then the other thing I need to do is in here, when we go edit, get rid of that. Oops. There we go. Cool. And then we'll go that one. Edit Dallas.god clauses to readme. Edit folder for docs. Nice. And then we're going to go ahead and tell Git to push that up. Push that. Yep, push all of those changes. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to see if I can create an S-bomb. Right, so, oh no, actually, before we do that, let's extensionize this so this isn't just one big long line, right? So we're going to say parser, helpers, builders, handlers, and file system. So over here, I'm going to create, not a class, I'm going to create a directory extensions. Then I'm going to create a class called service collection extensions. Or iService collection extensions. iService collection extensions. Public static class. Public static iService collection. Add handlers. Yes, one of those. This. One of those. Services. Services. No. Yeah, I can. Excellent. Okay. So the handlers come out of here. Then go into there. Return services. Dot. Add singleton, those things, that's fine. I don't know where these are. I bet you do now. Haha. Then we'll call dot add handlers, and it's like I don't know where that is. Yes, you do. Cool. Add builders. So I'm gonna cut that out. Public static iService collection. Add builders. These are the helpers. Return services. This iService collection services. Oh, but 2 dots, look. What a wally. Add helpers. We'll take this. Public static iService collection, add builders. This iService collection services. Okay, then I can take those out of here. Some extensions, Serilog, nice. Custom parser, and then the file system, so we'll go like this. Public static iService collection. Add custom parser. This iService collection services. Return services. That. Cool. And then the last one, yes, I'm going to add that as a thing. Public static services add file system. That's how it should be. Cool. Doesn't make this any shorter. Does mean that we now need to test some stuff, but I can add some tests for that. But it also means that the using statements in this file are a little bit less egregious. Okay, so why don't we write some tests for that while we're here as well. So we've got extensions. We're going to get, didn't know you could do that. Add tests. Whoops. Oh, but Jamie, how do you test these? Super simple. Super duper simple. Right. So what we do is we essentially do this. We say, go get me a service collection. So we're going to go fact public void test. Whoops. Range. First thing we want is a services collection. Yep. Then we say act services dot add file system. Services equals services dot add. Don't have to do that because it is acts on itself. That's fine. And then assert. Whoops. I'm going to say, hey, go get me the file system. Oh yeah, no, hang on. Do that, and then we need to do service. Yeah. We're not going to do that. We're going to do iFile system. That'll do. Just need to assert that it's not null. Brilliant. Okay. Add file system. Adds file system to service collection. Okay, cool. We're coming back up. We're at 42, the meaning of life, the universe, and everything. Okay, so then we just go, right, what's the next thing? So that's add file system, which should have been ticked off, right? No. Add file system, call add builders. Add builders. We go project builder. Add so this one will need to grow as we, that needs to be renamed to, that's broken, that's fine. That needs to be renamed to file system. Run those again. Because we need to add the logger as well. Okay. Oh, I think I broke the program.cs. Add login. Maybe... Oh, maybe I need to call add logging on every single one of them. Okay, so I should be able to go... I'll fix it later by adding... This one is one that doesn't require the logging, so we can take that back out. Yeah, we can take that back out. That doesn't need it. Let's have a look at xunit pre-test, which run code once before and after all tests. You create a fixture. Okay. Do you know what? Doesn't matter. I can fix it later. Cool. So add builder adds builders. Fantastic. I don't know why they still got a square random, but there you go. Has this got code? Yeah, nice. Alright. So then in here we're going to do the call to add helpers. Add helpers. So that's basically this entire file. So add helpers should add so calling add helpers adds I feel like this should be 3 separate tests. This should be 2 separate tests. So we don't want one test to rule them all. So we'll get rid of that. Thank you. Run those. That then will test all of this. Cool. And then add handlers is the next one. It's the next couple. Add, whoops. Add handlers. Cool. No, add handlers. Excellent. So that should create add handler. Right, hang on. So this should be. That's fine. That's fine. Add handlers adds an I create handler. Do these as separate tests and then we're testing for individual things. So the I error handler. Run that. That should now make this light up with green. Oh no! Okay, so we need the file system for that one. That's fine. That makes sense. For the create one, we need the file system. So, add logging. Run those. It's good because we're testing them all in absentia, which is what we need to do. Oh no! I just serialize the helpers on the create, right? Mode isn't working, but that's fine. Okay. Where does the error handler need a project builder? On the create handler, it's not on the error handler. That makes more sense. Add builders, run that one again. Okay. Right. Yeah. Alright, go back here. Giddy up. Add custom parser. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take this one, because this has all the things. Okay, add custom parser. We'll likely need to add handlers. Custom parser. Custom parser. So when we call add custom parsers, we add an I custom parser to the service collection. Yeah, look at that. All green. 61% just with unit tests. Oh yeah. Cool. I'm not interested in testing the main method in the program.cs because there's kind of no point. It's our entry point. We do need to do some handle errors later, but we'll test that later. Right. So we've done the extensions, we've done the helpers. What have we not got tests for? Options, builders, models. That's fine. Helpers. Ooh. Default. Oh, right, to get the default set of... Okay, right. Interesting. So we need some JSON serialization helper tests. Public class, one of those. So what do we need for one of those? Do we need anything? We just need a logger. Alright. Take that line. Nope, that's fine. Public class tests. Cool. Fact without the equals, because that's a bit silly. We're going to go public void test just to sort that out. Then we're going to go okay. Pull that in. Excellent. Then we're going to go and create a JSON serializer options for options equals that. I'm going to do a new. Pass in the mocked helper. We're going to call helper act var response equals helper dot default. Brilliant. Assert. So what we need to do is we need to check these three values against the ones in there. So assert not null response. Assert whoops equal target dot allow trailing commas against response dot allow trailing commas. Just copy and paste that line, and then it's right intended, right intended. Right indented is what I meant to say. Move this to its own file. Don't add it to source control. Run those tests. Nice, nice, nice. Cool. Models, that's fine. Handlers. Whoops. creating the error. We aren't testing the parser yet. We aren't testing the application exception yet. So where are they used? Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm happy with that. We've created a whole bunch of stuff. So what have we? We've moved, added extensions for service collection, for adding services into the services collection, splat, and then just do them both as the same commit. I committed the wrong file and it doesn't matter. Push that stuff. Okay. So one thing we're going to do in the 20 minutes we've got left is I'm going to start building up a build and test pipeline, just so that every time a commit is done to master, I suppose, we can to main. Sorry, we can actually. Whoops. There we go. Then build it. Okay, cool. Docs. Right. So if I create a new folder, got GitHub. It hides it, that's fine. It's definitely there, is it? .github, okay, right. We need an action, so let's go get some GitHub actions. So let's have a look at one of my other public repositories and see if we can get the GitHub action from there. Oh, look at this. Got a workflow, we've got a .NET. Amazing. So, if we just grab this, it's in .github workflows. So, terminal cd.github mkdir workflows touch .NET.yaml. Brilliant stuff. So I'll show you that in a minute. I need to add a solution folder, infra, and they're going to add an existing item, and it's not going to show up, I don't think. Yeah, no, it's not. Okay. Oh, look at that. Amazing. Okay. So what we've got here, open synchronized. So what is this one on? Right, all I've done is I've copy pasted that in. Code. Yeah, so this is on dispatch, on pull request, those synchronize reopen. What's that one set to? Yeah, okay, cool. So this says, right, we want to build the repo when I push the button. So let's do that. Oh, it's a hash, isn't it? Yeah. When I press a run action, is it run action button in the GitHub UI? Run workflow button in the GitHub UI. When I submit a PR. When a PR is opened, synced, or reopened. Cool. Okay, we're not going to do that one. For now. So this is going to be build net 6.0. So we're going to get version 6, .NET restore, .NET build, test. We're not going to pack because we're not going to do any of that nonsense yet. So this now reads, when I press the workflow button in the GitHub UI, when a PR is opened, synchronized or reopened, I want you to run these jobs. Build and test with .NET 6, build and test with .NET 7, and build and test with .NET 8. In each of them, I want you to take a couple of steps. I want you to check out the code, and then I want you to set up a specific version of .NET, rename that. I want you to then do a .NET restore, a .NET build, and then a .NET test. Same here, .NET 7.x, 6.x, and this should be 8.x. Cool. What doesn't it like? Oh, it's just because it's not added. Okay. Added a build pipeline, a GitHub workflow for building and testing the code whenever a push is done to main. Ah, there's a point. So what I need to do is I need to go back into these actions. Nope. There we go. Go in here. Release and only do it for a push on. Yeah, hang on. When a change is pushed to main branch. This way it won't be done when a push is made to a not to non-main. There we go. To not main. So main could be, so you could create a branch and then push, and it won't do it when we push to that main, to that. Yeah, you know what I mean. This is where, what? GitHub Actions isn't set up. I think it is. GitHub. Oh, it's not in the workflows folder. What a wally. /.github drag and drop, which means that then disappears. Yep, okay. Moved GitHub Actions file to the correct folder. Commit push. Thank you. And now we start the wonderful loop of this action didn't work, this action didn't work, this action didn't work, and we do a million commits just to get it to work. Workflows.net. Yeah, there you go. You see, it's broken already. Workflow is not valid. Line 18, column 3. Open line 18, column 3. Right. Okay. Renamed steps in GitHub Actions file. Then we're going to go back here because I did a commit, not a commit and push. Yes, push. Yeah, that one's broken. That's fine. Oh, look at that. I'm going to delete that broken workflow run. What I think I'm going to do is, so they're now going to run in parallel, which will save us a little time. But I think what I might do is see if I can get them to run in sequence, in serial rather than parallel. Cool. So there now should be status patch. Excellent. Main. Okay. But I'm also going to do a filter on that. So put the build status bench there. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to do GitHub Actions. Don't run on Markdown. Change. Right. Okay. So Benjamin W, thank you so very much. Benjamin W, you've helped us solve this problem. Thank you. So we're going to go .NET. What we want to do is we want to say cool all of those things, but we actually want to ignore all documentation. So ***. What's wrong with this? Paths ignore. That's, is it paths ignore or paths _ ignore? Paths -ignore. Okay. So when using the push and pull, use paths. Use the paths ignore filter when you only want to exclude file paths. You cannot use the paths and paths ignore filters for the same event in a workflow. Okay, cool. So you're saying build when you make a change there, or build when we don't make a change there. Cool. So any markdown files. Okay. So firstly, we'll try this one. Added rule to GitHub Actions such that build no longer happens when markdown files are changed. Commit, push that. So that will cause a new build. That's totally fine. Do that. Oh, it fell over straight away. Invalid type for on. Okay. On push. It's on push. Ah, right. There we go. So when we push to the branch called main, ignore this path. That's fine. Cool. Fixed. Trigger for ignoring a build when markdown changes are made. Commit and push, commit and push. So we'll go back here, go back there, hit F5. I'm going to delete that one. That's fine. Oh, look at that. Right. Wait for this to finish its build, and then we'll commit the change with the read to the README so that we get a badge. I wonder if we can do GitHub README test coverage badge. I feel like that's a much more complicated thing. Security monitor npm. Right, okay, that feels like it's cheating a little bit because you're having to... That's fine. That's fine. Cool. Not a problem. Let's do an F5 on there. How long did this one take? 1 minute 22 seconds. Wow, .NET 7 was well fast. Look at that, 47 seconds. .NET 7. That's fine. We'll fix that one. We'll also fix this Node.js 16. Okay. Let's get the latest actions set up .NET and fix that. The latest version is v4. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Let's fix that. So we'll go v3, find, and replace with v4. Cool. Back here. Updated. Checkout code. Action. Push that. Yeah, push that. That's that change done. And then we then need to, because we're getting build warnings. I don't like warnings. So what we're going to do they all .NET 8, .NET 8, .NET 8, they're all on the same line, that's fine. And .NET 6, they're all on the same folder. That's totally fine. Oh, it's building them twice. Okay, so why don't we go fix that before we add the build thingamy. So handler, error handler, handle errors. This doesn't need to be a task, does it? I can just have it as void. Then this needs to be void. Then it's not these two that are falling over. It's not returning anything. Why can't it be void? Oh gosh. Did it in the wrong place. Void, there we go. That's that fixed, but now program will be upset. Will it? It might be. Let's see if we can run the tests. We'll also see if we can run it locally. Okay. Cool. That's that fixed. I'm also then going to go log information attempting to get from service collection. Okay. What I want is that just to be sort of there, so we okay. Log.information found. That then says passing arguments, doesn't it? Cool. Okay, that one and that one. Added logging statements. Commit and push. So now that we're going to have now that we're going to have builds happening. Oh, why did that one fail? Didn't specify a solution file. What? Why do I now need to specify a solution file? I thought it restore. Didn't have to previously. This is really strange. It only fell over that one. Let's see what happens with this one. Nope, this one's fallen over as well. Process completed with exit code 1. Okay. Specify a project or solution file. The current working directory does not contain a project or solution file. Yes, it does. Doesn't it? It's right there. dotnet-podcast.solution. What did I break? I broke something. Alright, let's go to my console. I want a console. Can I type in here? No. Where's my console? I want a terminal, please. Services. Terminal, there we go. .NET restore. .NET restore. Clean. That's a bit naff if I have to do that. But if it desperately wants me to, I will do it. .NET restore, .NET solution. .NET solution, .NET solution. Hard-coded solution name for .NET 6 runner. What do you mean project file doesn't exist? Check out code. Oh. Right, so that failed quietly. So that failed quietly, which meant that this didn't run. Ah, okay. Oh, you know what I've done? What a wally. Right. I wonder if I can undo these back past here. Yep. Check out v3, .NET v3. So it's this one that needed to change, right? Check out. Actions checkout. Find. At v3 needs to be updated to actions checkout at v4. Replace all of those. Excellent. And then actions setup.net v3 needs to be replaced with .net 4. Cool. Right. That's why it fell over. All right. Fixed. Uses of both actions setup.net and actions checkout code. Checkout code. Like I said, this is essentially keep committing until it starts working again. I wondered why I broke it. Have a sup of some water. Nice. Repository, git version, setup.net 6, install dependencies. Nice, here we go. We're running .NET Restore. I want to see what happens when he gets to the build, whether it wastes time trying to restore packages. Right, sorry folks, I've got 1,000,001 emails. And they're all from this build not working. So let's go back and come back in. I think it's the restore that takes the longest time, you know. Let's go back a bunch and see which steps take the longest time. Install dependencies takes 1 minute 73 and build takes almost no time, 9 seconds. Yes, so it's the restore of packages that takes a long time. .8 finished. No warnings there. It's a race now. I wonder which one's going to .NET 7 finished first. Brilliant. And then .NET 6. Go back here, do an F5, a couple of F5s. .NET 6 takes a very long time. Whoa. Okay. It's because it was doing the tests. Okay, so it's because it's doing them in parallel. What I want to do is I want to do in serial, not in parallel. That's what I want to do. Right, okay. So then one last change before I do the text one. So how do we do depends on? Does it depends on? Let's get rid of some of these blank spaces. Make it a little bit easier to read. Right. GitHub Actions. No, hang on. I've got them stored here somewhere, haven't I? Pretty sure it depends on. You know what? I've got it somewhere else. Runs on steps. Runs on name. Where is it? Oh, it's the other action. It's the other action. Release. No? Huh. Okay. GitHub. Whoops. Action step depends on. I've put one, but it knows what it means. Needs. That's it. So .NET 8 needs Net 7, and Net 7 needs Net 6. That way they'll run in series, one after the other, instead of running in parallel. What are they called? Jobs. GitHub Actions jobs now run in series. Commit push. I think we're on the last couple of commit and pushes of the stream, folks. Again, if you're watching live, put something in the chat over there to tell me that you're watching live. If you're watching on demand, put something in the comments that says team on demand or something, right? Let's clear that out because I don't need that no more. Is it that? I can't remember. There we go. Right, so back to life, back to reality. So as I've done previously, Danny B, thank you very much. You've helped solve our problem. I'm going to go back to workflow runs. Yep. So now we've got .NET 6 runs to completion, then .NET 7 runs to completion, then .NET 8 runs to completion. That's what we want. Cool. So I'm going to delete these previous workflow runs because we're not interested in them. Amazing. I'm also going to see what this looks like for a non-logged in user. Okay, cool. So I can't do that. Can I initiate a run? Okay, cool. That's fine. That's cool. So then that means that this, it'll do one, then the other, then the other. That's fine. That's not a problem. I'm going to do a build run, and then I'm going to do a package run, I think. That will help. So yeah, as regards with Stack Overflow, Leonardo van der Vertening, thank you very much. And Danny B, thank you very much. You've both been big helps today. And then when we're done, we'll commit this change and we'll see that there isn't a build that happens. We've added our dollars, cool. .NET 6 does take a long time. And the reason I'm doing them in series like this, I'm talking electronics here, the reason I'm doing them one after the other here is so that then I can see which ones are the ones that take the longest. My guess is .NET 6 will take the longest, .NET 8 will take the least amount of time. But who can say, right? There's literally no way to tell, at least not for another 2.5 minutes. The next thing that we'll do, the thing that we'll do tomorrow, I think, is we'll get it packing as a CLI tool, and then we'll attempt, hey, Firehawk V21, how you doing? There we go. How are you doing? What I'm thinking we'll do in tomorrow's stream, I may not be able to do on Friday, but we'll see. What we're going to do in tomorrow's stream is we're going to see if we can get this packing as a downloadable NuGet package that you can install on your machine should you want to. Hey, you're chilling for the moment. Nice. whilst that's doing its thing, I want to see what we get for version. So I know that's a flag we can supply. So if I run it with -- version, what do we get? So we got a version number. Errors encountered. Command line version requested error. Oh, okay. So if you request the version number, it comes out as an error. Interesting. Maybe I need to catch that. What happens if I do help? Does it give me a thing then? Just chilling for the moment. I'm really glad to hear that. Everybody should chill. So what did I do? Run it with... Oh, no, it needs to be debug, doesn't it? Yeah, debug with help. Okay, so debug with help. What's that doing its thing? Yeah, see, 44 seconds for .NET 7. Yeah, help requested error. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to, in here, in these errors, I need to figure out something. Oh, that's a job for tomorrow. But I need to figure out what an error, what a help error looks like and what a version error looks like. And if either of those happen, just drop out. Errors, error 1 is a help requested error. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go errors encountered. So if errors.ne dot tag equals help requested, or error.tag equals version number requested. Just return. We're just going to drop straight out. Logger.log information, either help or version information requested. Exiting. Merge into a logical path. What's that look like? Ooh, I like that. So what we need to do is when we come in, we need to make. Can I do list? Is it going to be happy with that? Yeah, I know you don't match the interface. That's fine. Just do list. I don't care about IEnumerables. Now this doesn't work because that's got to be an IEnumerable. Ah, just to list. Nice. Cool. Okay. So if either of them are... If either of the tags is a help requested or a version requested, we just drop out nicely. Okay, so if I put my breakpoint there and I run it again, whilst that's doing its thing, 57 seconds, 44 seconds, 2 minutes, 37 seconds. I love it. Okay, yeah, I've broken that. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Okay, information requested, exited. So which one was that? I displayed help, and then if I change this back to version, I need to figure out where it's pulling the version information from, probably the CS proj. Yeah, that's fine. 1.000. Okay, so it's probably pulling it from here. Edit. One last thing that will change. There's the edit button. Okay. Version. What does version want? XML tag 0.0.1 and then version suffix alpha. That'll do. So if I run it again, do I get 0.0.1 alpha? I think perhaps that's the build number or something. Alright. That's cool. Okay. Right. So what have we done? We have fixed a bunch of stuff. So we've added to work from the bottom up. Those two. Added checks for version or help. Not verbs, they are options. When parsing errors. commit that. And then this CS proj added an explicit version number tag. Commit, push those. So this is one last build. One last build. When I do the next commit, it shouldn't build. Ooh. And this will take around 4 minutes. Okay, I'm happy sticking around for 4 minutes. Yeah, so Firehawk, I don't know when you joined, but there's been a lot of progress on this app. I've stripped a whole bunch of stuff out. It's all interfaces, it's all extension methods now, it's all sorts of fun stuff. But I've also added actions, so as soon as a push is made to, what were we saying? Push, as soon as I, as a logged in admin of the repo, does a workflow dispatch. So that is, I come into here, I come into actions, whoops. If I come into GitHub actions, I can then go to build repo and I can go run workflow. So that's cool. Or if a PR is created, or if a push is done to main, we're gonna, well, okay. I think that's gonna only run on the push, but we'll find out, right? So the idea is if any of those things happen, it will cause a build to happen. These builds happen in serial, so one after the other, or in series, sorry, series, not serial. And so, that one was faster that time. Maybe I've warmed it up. I could probably cache some stuff like packages. That's another thing to look into, but that's a micro optimization. We don't need to do that yet. So yeah, I do have a change to the README that needs to go up, but I want to make sure that my push doesn't cause. Okay, so added Dallas dot guard. No, it wasn't the Dallas guard clauses. Added build status badge to README. So this one shouldn't cause a build to happen. Yeah, it looks like it didn't cause a build to happen. So if you go to the README right now, it says it's passing. It should say that it's building, but whatever. Cool. Nice. Right, we'll stick around until this build finishes, which should only be about a minute from now, and then we'll call it quits. So as a reminder of what we've done today, we've been listening to some Chill Hop. That's these folks. You can get all their stuff on Bandcamp, which is all the way down in the footer somewhere. Where is it? On Bandcamp. And you can get all of their stuff for real cheap, like 4 or 5 euros. They also have an official YouTube that you can go to and just listen to their stuff all the time. And they're on Spotify and Apple Music and all the different places where you might want to listen to your music. We did rely on 2 people from Stack Overflow today. So first off, I want to give a big shout out to Leonardo van der Wettering. I've mispronounced that name about 12 times. I also want to give a shout out to Danny B. Those are 2 users who have helped out through this. We're using Dallas's guard clauses to allow us to actually do some stuff. So if you want to go ahead and give them a star or something, that would be awesome. Okay, the .NET 8 one should be finished any moment now. So let's see where we are. Oh, we're on NuGet install. Okay, so we're right at the beginning of that. That's fine. And then once that's done, we're done for this stream. We're on 2 hours 20 minutes. I hope that it's been good. Oh yeah. So we're currently listening to Chill Hop Essentials Winter, which is pretty cool. I thought I recognized these tracks. My goodness, it takes a long time to install these dependencies. Maybe my runner is running on a slow machine. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm using the free version, and I've done 10 builds so far, so I'm probably getting booted to a slow one. So that's totally fine. Not a problem. And one of the things I am going to be doing in one of these streams coming up is I will off screen set up security for this repo so that then I'm the only one who can like OK PRs and push to main. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a project with the different actions and verbs and stuff that I want to achieve with this app. If you haven't used GitHub projects before, they are pretty cool. They are very much similar to like a Trello or an Atlassian, or rather a Jira, that's what it's called. And they allow you to set tasks and drag them from like, I'll show you. If I create a new project, you could do like, do you want teams, feature releases, Kanbans, bug trackers, all sorts of stuff. And they've got loads of different templates you can use. And so that's pretty cool. So I'm going to probably do something like a Kanban. So I can drag the features across, and we'll do this and we'll link things to, oh gosh, I've gone and broken it now. Let's delete that view. Oh, I can't delete the view. Oh no. Now I have an untitled project I can't get rid of. Close that project. Is closed. Can I delete it? No, there's, nope. Man, that's dreadful. So I can only, maybe I can delete it in the settings. Status, no, manage access. Alright, the danger zone, delete this project. I need an @ sign at the front there. I understand the consequences, delete this project. Nice, nice, nice. Cool, so this should now be done. Yeah, cool. So if anyone wants to, they can download this code and actually run it on their machine. It won't do a great deal, but they can run it, which is brilliant. I've added the libraries that we're using. Next thing I'm going to do, so next couple of streams, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make some notes now so I don't forget. So, right, so what are we, March 21st? So March 21st, what I want to do is generate an SBOM. Create. I'm going to create a GitHub project. Set up security. And then we're going to create a project, and then yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll create an SBOM, so then the SBOM is generated every single time we build. We'll create a GitHub project. Oh, and we'll set it up so that it set up, build. No, hang on. How did I put it before? So we need to set this up, set it up, so that we can package as a global tool. Nice. So yeah, so 5 things we're going to do. What to do? So we're going to do 5 things in the next stream. Might be tomorrow, might be another day. We're going to generate an SBOM with GitHub Actions. We're going to create a GitHub project. We're going to I'm going to set up security so that then only I can push to main. And then we're going to set it up so that we can package the whole thing up as a global tool, and then you can install it somewhere on your computer if you should wish to do that. So that's what we're going to do. Amazing. So now that I've made those notes, I am going to wish you all a wonderful rest of whatever day you're in. Whatever day, whatever time zone it is, I hope you have a wonderful day. I also would like to say that I feel like you need to all go ahead and take care of yourself, right? Be kind to yourself. That's the important thing, is that you just need to be looking after yourselves and allow yourself to take some time out if you need it. Anyway, with that said, that's me done for the day. So thank you very much for watching along, folks. Peace.